Hey everybody, I'm Greg.
And I'm Katy. Welcome to the Meeple Society. Today we are going to count down our favorite games that start with the letter A. But before we get started, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon if you want notification of future content.
And click the link below. It'll take you to all of our social media. Or you can support the channel by going to patreon.com/themeeplesociety. So today we are doing our top 10A. So how this came about was, if you've watched any of our videos, you've seen our playing through our collections. We started with actually the numbers, A and on to Z. We're just about there. So we figured we are now going to go back and we're going to do our top 10 of each letter. We'll get to the numbers at the end.
When it's been 8 years since we played them.
There you go. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So you want to go first? Top 10 A's.
Sure. I was going to say, at least this one guarantees to only be 26 or 27 videos. Although, I feel like the X's needs to be combined with something else, but you'll see why in a few videos.
Put them in with the Z's or something. I don't know.
With the Z's?
We'll figure it out.
Okay. Anyway, it won't be 120 videos, I promise.
No.
Okay. Start at number 10.
Yes, let's start at number 10, not number 1.
I started to
That's
say my
how
number
you do
1.
these things.
Okay.
Amateurs.
All right. Whew. Right? All right, my number 10 is it's one we got to play. I think we played it at Gen Con last year. Justin picked it up. We recently picked it up.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
It does narrow down knowing what it starts with.
Yes.
Anyway, this is Art Society. Art Society is an interesting, I don't even want to call it an I split you choose. There's so many options out.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's turn it is gets to pick all the options that are out, and then everybody gets to pick from that. So it's kind of an I split you choose. I'm picking what's available, what sizes are available.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else gets to pick before I do, though, as to what actually goes on your wall. And then you're trying to piece things together in certain fashions in order to get points, not piece certain things together, because if you put two things together, you don't get points for them. You want a little bit of variety. It's an interesting game. We just picked it up not too long ago ourselves, and I'm looking forward to breaking it back out and playing our copy of it.
Okay.
But that is Art Society.
Yep. My number 10 is a Matthias Wig game.
That does not help me. You know
Nope.
that.
It's an A. We just played its re-implementation of it just not long ago. We just talked about that part of the game on our last podcast.
Oh,
This is Art Nova.
Matthias Wig. Duh. Okay.
This is all about building a zoo, but
Yep.
you're going out and you're getting fundraising done to make money. You're collecting animals. You're going to different regions to get backing from them to build areas and everything. It's just a really fun game. Just a lot of cards, and sometimes you're looking for certain animals and you're at the bottom of this stack that's like this tall.
So you got to pivot.
And yeah, you got to pivot. The only thing about the game I don't like I've said on the podcast, I don't like how it scores. There is a different scoring.
They have changed the scoring in the second edition.
I've only played the first edition. I don't like that scoring.
Yeah.
That scoring track will come up in one of my other top 10s too later on. But that is Art Nova, my number 10.
All right. My number 9 is Set Out in the Ocean. We actually just got to play this not too long ago to help out some friends with their video series. This is Aquatica. Now, we didn't talk about expansions. I think the expansions add a lot to this, but just base game alone, I think it's an interesting concept. Throughout the game, you are purchasing or drafting cards. Well, you're really purchasing them, whether you're using either the trident symbols or flat out coins that you pull off of other cards in order to purchase stuff. And anytime you purchase a land card or a ocean card, it goes onto your board. You can hold up to 5 on your board at a time. And this is where it gets very unique, and what I love about it is that each of those land cards have bubbles on them that give you certain abilities or certain benefits. And as you use that benefit, so this land card may give me 3 tridents, and then it's blank, and then it may give me a couple coins, and then it's blank, and then it may give me the ability to move something else up. So as I use those 3 tridents, though, I can move that bubble up. If I have another card that will let me move another card up, I can move it up again. And I can just keep doing that until I've expended everything on the card. And once that happens, then I can actually take the card out and it becomes scoring at the end of the game. But as long as it's on your board, it doesn't score. It just gives you benefits. And I think that is such a neat concept, a neat way to manage your resources.
Yes.
Because you have to be thinking ahead. I know I'm going to want that card out there that has a bunch of tridents. Where can I get them? So, because you're playing cards at the same time. So your cards will give you a couple tridents, but not a lot. You've got little stingrays that will give you some that you're collecting throughout the game. But the bulk of your resources are coming off those cards on your display. I just think it's a neat game. Anyway, that is Aquatica, my number 9.
That may be in here someplace. My next game's the oldest. No, it's not the oldest one. Second oldest game on my list.
Yeah, I didn't.
It's Richard Lanius and Kevin Wilson. This is the 2005 version of Arkham Horror.
Oh, okay.
This is 1926. They're partying about the Great War, the victory in the Great War and everything, but now an old one is about to breach the world as we know it and come in, and it's up to us to get all the gates closed and to keep them from going, even if that means we have to go into the other worlds to do things and then come back out to get resources and stuff to close these gates. If he does actually arrive, then the only way you can win it is by taking the old one out, and there's a slew of different old ones that you can pick at the beginning of the game. It's that old one that you're going to fight at the end of the game. But I really like it. The board of the 2005 version is huge. The newer board, I think, is sectional, and you put it out as you explore. I think I haven't played it, but I like our really big board, and you see all the areas that you're going around to.
Well, it helps. I found that really big board for really cheap.
Yeah,
so otherwise, I don't know that we'd have ever explored this one if I had
probably
not
not because it's a
Cthulhu-based
game,
and we don't typically get into the Cthulhu games.
But I do like this one because I don't feel it as much of a Cthulhu game.
No, it's the theme is there.
Yes, it's all there.
It's not in your face.
Yeah, it's all that there. But I really do like this one, and that's Arkham Horror, the 2005 version.
All right, my number 8 is a card game. In this game, you are basically trying to keep knowledge from disappearing.
Oh.
This is ancient knowledge. The idea with this one, again, you've got 6 slots on your player board, and as you are drafting cards and getting cards, you're putting them onto your player board in specific areas. And then each turn, those areas, they just start dropping, and that knowledge becomes older and older. And eventually, if somebody doesn't, if the knowledge isn't recorded in some fashion, that knowledge just falls off. And it's lost to time, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it's a really neat, I don't know, I've always really liked this one. I can't explain why. It's just, I think it's a neat concept. I love the history of it, and some of the pieces in there are real. I gotta wonder if they all are, because it's lost knowledge, but I don't know.
Because it's that, what cards are you going to keep so you can put it in your tableau, because that's going to help you out on getting the other stuff in there, and what penalties are you going to get if you lose that knowledge. And really good game.
I really like this one.
Unfortunately, it did not make my top 10.
Shame on you. Anyway, that was my number 8, Ancient Knowledge.
My number 8 is also a card game.
Okay.
But this is a deck building game from 2010. You're
giving me knowledge that does not help.
Well, I can give you one of the designers, Robert
does not help
Daugherty,
either.
John Ferrillo, Jerry Gray, Brian Kibler. This is Ascension, the deck building game. This is basically Dominion-esque.
Yes.
But you are building your decks up with soldiers and stuff to fight with and everything, because you're wanting to fight monsters, and the monsters are going to give you gems, and the game ends when you reach the certain amount of gems that that you decided at the beginning of the game you're fighting for. So, but I love the whole deck building, but you don't want to get it huge. You want to be able to call that deck as much as you can to get the lower cards out, to get you the higher cards going, so you're constantly going through your higher cards so you can take out the bigger monsters for the more points. So this is a lot of fun. We actually had a beginning deck of this when we first started.
We did. I found a 2-player deck at Goodwill one day.
Played this game a lot when we first started playing that, and then started buying the other expansions.
We have narrowed it back down.
Yeah, we had to bring it back down because we had just about everything there was. But we have not gotten the latest expansions for this game. Haven't played them or nothing yet. But I do like this one. That one's Ascension deck builder game.
It's a good one. That did not make my list, but it's a good one. My number 7 is actually the first time I had seen this mechanism used. I've seen it used a couple times since. This is a round board that each round you are playing on just a quarter of the board. It has that mechanism has since come into play with Fromage and Formaggio. But the first time I ever saw it played was Age of Rome. And Age of Rome is just this, I mean, the board is, again, 4 pieces, but it has these gorgeous acrylic tiles, and you are slowly building up different sections in each section of the city, different buildings in each section of the city. And then as soon as you get done, you've built what you can, that whole section of the city rotates and goes to somebody else now.
Mm-hmm.
So you may not be able to actually finish that building you just started because somebody else may finish it for you. It's just a really neat, I mean, meanwhile, there's war going on, and there's some take that in this one because you can put tokens out to foil other people. When it becomes their turn, you can choose when to activate it. So I may put that token on the board now, and when it gets over in front of my opponent across the table, I may choose to activate it.
Yeah.
But I may not. He may not have done anything mean to me, so I will leave him be for now. It's just a really neat thing. I really found that I like that mechanism where, yes, you've got this big board of stuff, but all you can focus on right now is this. And that's it.
Yeah, and it's cool because you got what's in front of you, but yet you're looking at who's going to get it next.
Starting what.
And Jeff may need me to build this battle on the defense one because he'll really cash in on it. It's like, I really want to build it because I'd love to get the bonus for it.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to go over and build this and get some more money and let Jeff suffer and turn the board.
It's funny that you decided that Jeff was the person sitting across from me.
That's how it was.
Okay. Anyway.
No specific Jeff. I mean,
no, right.
It's
no,
just
not
a
at
name
all.
I thought of.
Anyway. So yeah, I really enjoy this one. I feel like I need to get it out and play it some more. But that is,
we haven't played this that
we
much.
have not.
But yeah, it's a fun game.
We have not.
I think this just slipped out of my top 10.
All right. Anyway, that was my number 7, Age of Rome.
My number 7 is adulting.
It's got to be adulthood.
It's adulthood. It's all about adulting. It's adulthood. This is all about being an adult. You're spending money, time, and energy on your relationships, your pets, your job, your activities, your wellness, and it all depends on how much you have, is how much you can actually do to get the points to do other things, and to go up these 2 tracks: the wellness, the happiness track, and the thumbs up track, whichever that was. I can't remember the name of the track. We always called it the smiley face track and the happiness track and the thumbs up track. That's what I was talking about with our Nova. This is one that crosses, and when somebody crosses, that triggers the end of the game.
But I think you still add your points. You don't subtract them.
Yeah, it's not as brutal as the original Arc Nova. This one is a lot more fun. But as you go up, there's certain kind of like disasters that happen during the game, during your life, that you have to deal with right then and there when you cross certain things on the tracks, on the certain tracks. Though somebody that played who murdered us in this game.
It was not me. I was not in this game.
I won't name names on this one, Omar, but it didn't seem like when he had those devastating things happen, they weren't devastating. It's like, oh, you found a puppy, or just stuff like that. It was crazy. And I know another player that was like, loved the game and just could not believe he was being murdered by this other guy. But Anyway, so that is my number 7, adulthood.
Okay. My number 6, make sure I remember it correctly, yes. My number 6 is probably one of the biggest table hogs we have. It has probably the most pieces of any game. Well, I probably shouldn't say that, but it has a lot of cardboard in it. There's a little bit of everything in this one. There's a little bit of traveling. There's a little bit of tile placement. There's a little bit of worker placement. This is a feast for Odin.
Oh, I'm not going. What?
I stumped you on one.
Yeah, I'm not going.
So yeah, Feast
I
for
didn't
Odin.
realize you liked it this much.
Yeah, well, okay. Of the A games, there's only so many. We only had 66 to choose from.
It's not on my list.
And I got news for you.
Feast
all
of
of the
Odins.
Axis and Allies got all the way down to the bottom. So I'm just saying, a Feast for Odin. Anyway, so this is one where you've got your board and you're trying to fill it in. And the more you fill in, the less penalties you're going to have at the end of the game. But your income is decided based on where you filled in going in this diagonal row. So as whatever you've covered there. So you want to get that filled up, but you don't want to spread out too much or filling in everything else is going to become a little bit of a pain.
Right.
Meanwhile, you're doing worker placement and the strength of your action depends on how many workers you put out there. So the more, like the first column, only requires one worker, but it's a fairly weak action. The next column over requires 2 workers, but you're going to get a little bit more for it, and then 3, and then 4, and you obviously can block people out here because if somebody else takes that one action I needed there, okay, now to get that same ability with a little bit more, I'll admit, but I got to spend 3 people now to do it. To get that same ability I could have gotten for just one person because somebody else went there. I don't know. I just have always really enjoyed this one. I've not been able to figure out all the finesses to it because we haven't played it back to back a lot.
Yeah.
But there is a lot going on, and they give you extra islands you can travel out to. I think I've gotten one of those done once.
I have never gone out to an island.
Really?
Because I'm too worried about, I've got
Filling
all
your
this
board,
stuff
yeah.
to fill. Now I've got another island that's got minuses on
Yeah.
it that I need to fill. And it's like, I haven't weighed the options. Like, is it a good thing to go get the islands
Yeah.
and add more minuses to you?
No.
But you can put things on it
Yes.
that you might not put on there. I don't know. I just haven't played it where
I think we need to
took
play
an
this
island.
one more often just to work out all of those fine little finesse pieces
When we
of
get
it.
to zombie side, we can play it.
There you go. We're almost there. Anyway, that is my number 6, A Feast for Odin.
Number 6 is my favorite in the A's of the Shem Phillip and games. This is Architects of the West
I was going to say, there's
Kingdom.
only one that starts with an A. I'm scanning the list.
This
of
is
files
a
there.
point-based game and resource management where you're putting out your workers to different areas to bring back resources. You can go to the black market to get other things. You're also buying cards that are going to give you workers that allows you to do things or buildings to build. And that's the whole name of the game, is you're wanting to build buildings and help build the cathedral. Every time you build a building out of your hand or a cathedral, you go and put your workers up in the guild hall. And then once the guild hall fills up, that triggers the end of the game. So like in a 2-player game, there is 12. If it's a 5-player game, there's 25 spaces up there. So when you build buildings, you get certain things. When you do different things on the guild hall, you're going up the guild hall track, which is more points and more rewards. So yeah.
I did not remember any of that.
But
in
once
my
all
game,
the guild hall is filled in, game over. You count up your points, and the one with the most points wins.
You always win
But
this one. I
this
feel like.
is Architects of the West Kingdom, my number 6.
All right, my number 5 is my favorite of the Azul series. Any guesses?
Summer Pavilion.
Yes, my favorite is Summer Pavilion. And I do like them all. And they all are very different. They all came in various levels on my list. But Azul Summer Pavilion is my favorite. With this particular one, you are still drafting tiles out of the center just like you would in Azul. The biggest difference with this one is that now you don't have to place them immediately. You continue drafting tiles until the center is empty. And then everybody takes all of the tiles they've amassed this turn and starts filling out all of their flowers or their pavilions. It looks like flowers. As you are filling in certain things, if you surround your fountains or you surround your statues, you get bonuses for those. You can take a piece off the bonus board. You can play extra pieces, whatever. This one also lets you save 4 pieces going into the next round. So if you are so close to getting that 6th petal onto something, then you can save a few pieces and hopefully get more of that color next round. I think it's just a really neat one. It gives you a lot more flexibility, and I love those bonus actions, although we are terrible at remembering to take them, so we had to come up with a way to remind ourselves and to to
Yeah,
know
we got
whether
little
we did
crystal
it.
gems that we
Yeah.
place on top of them to know that we've taken it.
We've already taken it, so that way we know. But yeah, this is, like I said, my favorite of the Azul series. Azul Summer Pavilion, my number 5. We're on 5? We are on 5, yes.
Didn't make it.
I didn't think so.
My number 5 is the oldest game on my A list. This is from 1963.
Oh,
This is Acquire.
okay.
Acquire is all about
I
stock
knew that
marketing and hotel building, to where you have a bunch of tokens in front of you with a grid number space on it, and you can put the grid space out to add to a hotel or to build a hotel. And at the end of your turn, you take another one, put it in front of you, and you're doing this to basically, you're trying to merge hotels together while you're also buying stocks in certain hotels. So if you've got two hotels that go together, the hotel that's the smallest, those stocks are now, you can sell those stocks off.
Yeah.
Or keep them, because who knows, that hotel may come back later. And basically, once the board can't build anymore.
It's not so much can't build anymore. It's when one hotel reaches a certain point, if I remember correctly, then it can no longer be merged.
Right. There is an end of the game. I can't quite remember the end of the game. But anyway, at the end of the game, though, you will go through all your stocks and basically see who.
It's essentially money at the end of the game.
Yep.
Everything cashes out. It's
So
money.
the one with the most money at the end of the game is the winner. And this is the one we introduced to Justin and Jackie, and they absolutely love this game too.
I found an old 19.
We had
I found the 63 notebook.
We had the 3M bookshelf
Yes, thank you. That was
version
what I
of
was
it for
trying
the
to find.
longest time, but now we just bought the 60th anniversary.
Yes, we just bought the 60th anniversary version, so I sold that one, and the guy was super happy to get a hold of it.
Yeah, because he had most of the bookshelf.
Yeah, he was
versions of it.
super
But
happy to get it.
It's a rare one, and
Yeah.
we let it go. Who knows? But that is my number 5, Acquire.
4 is one that we've gotten to play a couple times now. The first play was a little rough. We tried playing it at Gen Con in a loud room. This is not the kind of game you play for your first time at Gen Con in a loud room. We have since picked it up and tried it on our own, and I loved it. I had a feeling I would, though. This is a deduction game.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is Alchemists.
Yep.
So yeah, our first play of it was a little rough. I'm really surprised that
And we really didn't get a
no, we didn't
play
get a full.
of it.
We didn't get a full.
I don't
We
know,
played
did
about
we?
half a game.
Did we?
We played about half a
I don't remember
game.
getting through the rules. So.
You were pretty lost. I was pretty lost, which surprised me for a deduction game. But it is what it is. It was a loud room and hard to hear the rules. But okay, so with this one, you are trying to basically work out different details of alchemy. This one is essentially a worker placement, but it's also deductive reasoning. You've got a multitude of buildings that you can choose to use, and each one will do something slightly different. But what always caught my attention with this one, and what I like about this one, is that pyramid that is the deductive reasoning part of it. You've got a ton of little bitty chits that basically tell you yes or no, and what the result was, what the reaction of the result was of your experiment. And throughout the game, you're basically taking 2 cards and experimenting with those 2 pieces and seeing what the result is. And the app does it all for you. In lieu of an app, you could have a GM that knows all the answers and is just telling you yes or no. But the app makes it so easy, and it even takes pictures of the cards. You don't even have to tell it anything. You just hold it over your cards. But yeah, I really like this one. I love the deductive reasoning piece of it, but I love deductive reasoning games. Anything that really makes me think and have to use that skill, I absolutely love. So, but this is Alchemist, my number 4.
My number 4 is we're going deep into the water with Bruno Cathala, which is scary enough as it is. But this is Abyss.
Yeah.
This is where you are going down, and it's a whole world down there, and you have a council of people that you're trying to collect, which is going to basically give you resources to buy other votes, basically is what they call it, but other resource cards out there, or you end up having to fight a monster, which also gives you a reward. If you can fight the monster correctly, it gives you pearls. But whoever's turn it is offering these cards up, and the next person in line would say, okay, yes, I want that one. Then they continue on, and the next person, next person, next person, and the person who's offering up gets the last choice. But you're taking these resources to buy council members, and the council members will go under different parts of the underworld that you have gained through other means, and they'll go under there and do different things for you until you actually put them underneath, and then they're just
They
points
retire.
at the end of the game though. But I love the whole. It's one of those games. It's like I got to go up here and get this, then come down here and get this, and maybe with some of the stuff I already have, then I can do this.
Yeah.
And I love those types of games. The artwork in this game is
Oh, the
phenomenal.
artwork is gorgeous. Yeah.
But yeah, this was a game that was been on my list to play for a long time. We finally got it. We've played this quite a few times now, and I just
Yeah.
like it. We have
We've had this one
pretty
for a
much
while.
all the expansions for it now that adds different things, like the Kraken, and the Kraken's the only one I can remember now. There's Leviathan, yeah. They do different things.
I knew
in
it was
game.
the two big monsters. Sea
But I do like
monsters.
this game. But that is Abyss, my number 4.
Okay. My number 3, I guarantee, will be on your list further up. I have not won this game yet. I even kicked him out of a game, and I still didn't win it.
You
I've
played
actually
this game
played it
twice without me, and you still lost.
Okay, in my defense, though, the second one, I was hosting Ladies' Night, so I was barely sitting down that whole game. I was certainly not focused because I was up and moving and helping people. And
Sounds like an excuse to me.
this is apiary. Apiary is, I mean, it's bees in space. It is a worker placement where your workers, as you use them, will, as you have to pull them back, will basically tick up a mark. They'll get a little bit stronger. And once you get them to 4, then they have to retire when they come back to the hive. And then once they retire, you go down into a separate area, and that is your game end triggers when so many of them are filled up down there. But this one, I mean, there's all sorts of different things the workers are doing. You're going out and you're exploring. You're trying to build out your individual hive. And then as you retire, your hive starts producing. Yeah, I absolutely adore this game. It is so thinky. And there's just so many different avenues to success. And I have apparently not found the right one yet. But I lost by 1 point during the 24. I came close. Came so close, and Jeff beat me. Anyway, this is apparently I need to play it solo. That's how I'll win. I'll play it solo. Anyway,
get beat.
I probably will get beat then too. But anyway, that is Apiary, my number 3.
We will revisit that in a few.
I figured.
My number 3, we're going back into the water again. This is Aquatica, as
Okay.
you said. This one, although I have an asterisk beside it,
Okay.
because I would rather play it with Coral Reef.
Okay.
Aquatica is a great game. What is it? Cold Water adds more cards and stuff to it, but Coral Reef adds some cool mechanisms.
Hey,
I mean,
Coral
they
Reef adds some neat.
there is a row below the cards now that when you take the card, you can get the power, and it's going to go over on your board where you sit your cards with all your resources, though. But I think the cool thing about this, plus with that on it, it makes it even better, is that you're trying to combo.
Yeah, this adds a lot to that combo stuff.
Because you're wanting to say, okay, I need to get this out, or I need to pick this up. It's like, okay, so it's cost me down. It's like, okay, if I move that one up, and that one up, I have it where I can move it up to be able to get those resources. That's going to let me get that card, which is going to come down, and I've got all these resources. Now I'll be able to buy this card over here to put in my hand, because it's the cards in your hand that are allowing you to do things on your turn, whether it is to draft another, to buy another councilman or whatever they're called, the workers basically down there, or go and either take a location by war, or to purchase it as well too. So it's really cool, and you can scout and just basically clear the board and put the 4 best ones or 5 best ones, whatever it is, up top, so you can save those and just see what else is in. Okay, no, I do still want that card up there. And it's just really cool. It's a deck building game, but you don't really want to get your hand too big.
Right.
because you'll want to try. I don't think
Well,
I
but
don't
that's
remember
just
there
it,
being a
no.
way that you can call cards out of your hand.
You don't, because it's not technically a deck builder. You have your whole hand available to you. It's one of those that you play cards and
Right.
then you have a card to pick everything back up.
Right. Right.
So it doesn't care how big your head deck gets if you just don't use the ones that aren't good.
You don't
but-
have to pick your hand back up
Correct.
that often.
Right. Yeah. It just the more you
Because
have
that's
in your
a turn.
hand,
To
yes.
pick back up is an
Yes.
action where you could be losing out on something out there that you're
Yes.
like, oh, if I only had, I still have a card
So
that allows me
nice
to
to
do this.
have multiple ways of purchasing something.
Yeah, but you don't want it
multiple
too
ways
big because when we played with Coopula Nerds, we only played with cold water because that's all they had. They
Yeah.
didn't have the coral reef one. But I felt my hand got too big, and
You were trying to fish through it.
I had a lot of cards that would allow me to get cards, the worker
get more
cards,
cards.
and not a lot to take over areas.
Well, that's when I just start going, okay, I'm never using these, put them aside. They're points at the end of the game still, or
Yes,
they're
I
useful
know.
at the
And
but put 'em
right,
aside.
and I found myself once I had, it's like going, I don't need any more cards. I've got everything I need though.
Yeah.
But half my cards are all about going and getting more
More
cards, and it's like going, well, I built that wrong. I don't remember who won that game though, but it's beside the
have
point.
to look. I don't remember.
That is Aquatica, my number 3.
Okay. My number 2 is a city building game. We played it at Gen Con a while back, adored it, and immediately picked it up. He's puzzled.
A city game.
Starts with an A.
It starts with an A that we picked up at Gen Con because we
We
demoed
adored
it.
We played a game with Matt, with Root Shirt Guy, and then picked it up immediately. This is Acropolis.
Oh. Okay.
So with Acropolis, you have basically your starting, everybody has a standard starting tile. This is one of those drafting games where there's 4 out there. And then depending on how far over you go, depends on how many stone resources you have to pay to get to it. So if I choose the very first one, then I get it right away, et cetera, et cetera. Or versus having to pay stones for it. But ultimately, you're taking these hexagons that you're obtaining, that you're drafting, and you're putting them into your city, and each color scores a little bit differently. So some of them you want to group together. You want to group all your residential together, but you want all your shops separated. You want all of your red, the defense towers out along the outer edges of your city. They don't do any good in the inside of the city. They're meant for defense. There's the purple, and I don't remember what the purple was, but they had everything scored differently.
Yes.
But the big hitch was you could have as many of those tokens or tiles out as you wanted, but unless you had a scoring tile for that one available to you, they didn't score anything. So it was one of those multiplication scoring, and you could also build up your city. You can build up to 3 or 4 levels. So as you're building, you may be covering stuff. So you got to be careful not to cover your score marks, which are just little stars on the tiles. They're like green stars for the residential. And so if I had a tile with 2 green stars on it and I had 8 residential buildings in a clump, that residential clump would be worth 16 points to me. So it's a multiplication at the end. So the more scoring pieces you can get your hands on, the higher you're going to score for each one you do have. But at the same time, you got to have the tiles to make them score. So it's a fine balance. And again,
Yes.
it's all getting the stone in order to pay for it means building on top of an area that lets you do it. So you're trying to get all of those pieces together so you can build on top of it without covering something else you need.
Yeah.
It's just a really neat city building game. I do very much enjoy this one. But that is Acropolis, my number 2.
My number 2, we've already talked about. This is from 2005. This is, which one do you want?
I don't know.
2014, I should say. This is Alchemist.
Oh, okay. I should have known.
This is, like Katie said, it's really cool because
You
you're
rated
trying to
Alchemist
get...
above me?
Yes, I did.
Whoa.
I really like this one. I like this one
this
more than
is
any of the other deductive reasoning games. This
Really?
is probably my highest deductive reasoning game that I have.
Well, we only have like 4 of them.
Right. But I put it
okay.
above UAPs and
Yeah.
Planet X and that.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
it's It's a lot different though.
Yeah, it is
Because
very
it
different.
is, like you said, it is like a worker placement game because you are picking which area when do you want to actually go on your turn,
Right.
and the farther down that track you go, the more extras you get for it. But you may not be able to go to a certain area because somebody already went through it. So it's risk: do I go lower so I can get all this stuff, and then risk not being able to get to where I need to go?
Yeah.
Or what have you, because there's other cards you're going to pick up. You're going to different buildings, and once everybody puts out their pieces, then the buildings activate in order. And that's what you got to really watch, because you can say, oh, I got to go to that building to get that, but it's the first building, but you need what's down here on like around the corner. You need the
order
stuff
to-
in that building to be able to do what you need to do at that building. Then, so you can't do anything there now because you haven't got that. So next turn, you're going to hope you be able to get back to that building. So it's really cool of how to get what you need and make sure you have it
pull
for
off
when
the
you activate the
experiments
other
you
buildings
need.
to get to
Yeah.
the experiments, to put it in there to see what the reaction is. And it's like, I think it plays in like 6 rounds, I think is what it
Something
said.
like that. It's
and
not
at
a
the
very
end of
long
the 6th
game.
round, it activates, and the one with the most points wins the game.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool deductive reasoning
Yeah.
game,
Yeah,
and
I
probably
agree.
my favorite one of all time.
Okay.
So that's number 2, Alchemist.
All right. My number 1. You want to guess?
I have no idea because you've stunned me with some of these that yours
Okay.
on your list even. I
Okay.
figured apiary would be the number 1, but
No, it might be if I ever won the silly thing, but I have not won that one. So no, my number 1, you've actually already talked about. It was your number 10, I believe.
oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
This is Ark Nova.
Yep.
I do enjoy Ark Nova. I love the zoo building portion of it. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy Sanctuary too, but Ark Nova feels more like a zoo builder to me, because you are actually building tiles specifically for the animals you're picking up. So you can draft animals into your hand, and this animal may need an enclosure of 5, and it'll tell you that. So I have to now work to purchase a size 5 enclosure to put onto my board somewhere in order to house that animal. And we've gotten tokens that help you identify which animals are where, but it's not necessary. We've gotten a lot of 3D prints done for this one. But I love that physically building out the zoo, the actual different pieces. You're putting kiosks in, and those kiosks will help you get money throughout the game. You're putting in the different size enclosures, the specialty enclosures. I do like Ark Nova, even despite the stack of cards. I've never had that be a hindrance to me. I can always find what I'm looking for. So, but that being said, I also don't 100% focus on this is my goal. I just kind of go with the flow, and I just enjoy the game enough that I can just go with the flow and not stress about winning it.
Well, there
I don't
are
know if
gold
I've won
cards
this
out
one
there
or
that
not.
you're trying to get
Well,
gold
no, I
cards to
know,
do things.
but
so.
you also know how well I pay attention to gold cards usually. So, yeah. Anyway, this is one I just enjoy the game itself. I just enjoy
Right.
the play of it. I don't care if I win. So, but that is my number 1, Ark Nova.
My number 1, I bet you can't guess.
Apiary.
Yep.
I
This is
haven't heard from you
apiary. This is
Bees in space.
Bees in space, which is what she said, and like she said, you're going all over the place doing different things with the power of your bee plus the other bee that's in there. So
Yeah.
if Katie's placed a bee up here with the say she placed a 3 up there where all the tiles are at, and I have a 4, so now I have a power of 7. I can come down that far and decide what token I want to put into my hive. To me, this is an engine builder. My hive is the engine, so when I start to getting low on things, I've got this engine going pretty good. Okay, well, I'm just going to pull all my bees back. So now if Katie's like going, oh, so he placed that 4 already up there, and if I go there, I'm going to kick my 3 off, and I'm going to put my 4 in there. Now I have an 8. I can get them big ones too, but if I pull all the way back, she doesn't have anything there.
I would still have my 3 there
Well,
because
that's
you
true.
haven't kicked it off yet.
That's true though, but it's all about when do you pull back so you can basically run your engine, which is your hive, because you can go to other areas and add to your hive, which is going to give you things. If you cover things up in your hive, it's going to give you things you might need. So there's a little bit of figuring out when do I
Strategic
want to,
placement.
when do I want to place there to get that, because I'll need that in a few minutes. So okay, so let's go
Yeah.
see what I need up there. Oh, that one goes with that one, and that one activates that one, and that one will activate that one. That'll let me do this. That works. Let me take that one and put it on my board. So when I pull back, I get to do all that. Because there was times like when we played with at Cabin Con, you guys would do your actions of pulling back, and it's like, okay, I got to do this and this. Okay, I'm done. And then when I would do it, I'd be like, okay, I got to do this, which activates this, and this allows me to do this. This I get all these. This allows me to activate this. This gives me one of those.
You can only activate one for each bee you pull back.
But if a tile activates another tile, you're going to activate that
Apparently,
tile.
I never saw those.
So yeah, that's why I said it's a whole engine builder and how you're activating it. So
Okay.
it's really cool. I love the game.
Okay.
That's
You do love this
Apiary,
one.
my number one. Let us know in the comments what your top 10 A games are.
Or if there's any that we probably should talk about. So, yeah.
Coming up
We
would
have
be,
a lot of them.
I guess you don't guess what the next top 10 is.
Well, until then.
Thanks for watching.